Hello everyone, welcome back to another reaction video. Thank you all to the new subscribers. Thank you all for showing your support by liking the videos, commenting, and sharing the videos as well. If you are new to the channel and you are enjoying the content, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. OneLove now has memberships available. As of right now, there are 2 tiers you can sign up for. The first tier is called the OneLove Fan. The perks that you will receive are loyalty badges that set you apart from the rest in the comments. You will also be able to use custom emojis as well as priority replies to comments. The second tier is called the Lovely Crew. The perks that you will receive here are the loyalty badges, custom emojis, priority reply to comments, member shoutouts, and early access to new videos. More perks will be added down the road. If you are interested in joining the membership, please feel free to hit the join button. Hello my lovelies. Yes, this is our official new community name, and I want to give a special shout out to 2 of you who came up with the name Lovelies. The first person was Sam Williams. Thank you so much. She had put in the comment, lovelies equal attractive, beautiful. And I love how they played off of the One Love. So thank you, Sam, for leaving this suggestion. The next person was Luelle, and this was the comment that she left me. She said, as for a name, what about the Lovelies? So thank you for suggesting Lovelies. Y'all gave some really good suggestions. I really loved a lot of y'all's names. They were very cute. And to those of you who participated, thank you so much, because y'all really helped me out. I definitely wanted to have a special name for y'all because y'all have definitely been rocking with me for a very long time, and I really appreciate y'all. And I do look at our community as a family, and so I just wanted to give y'all a name that resonated with our community. And when I saw that not 1 but 2 people suggested Lovelies, I was like, that really does kind of click. And so yeah, so thank y'all for suggesting Lovely. So that is our new community name. We are officially the Lovelies. I also would like to take the time out to thank all of you guys for being so thoughtful, so kind, and just being beautiful people, to, express your love and your concern for the loss that my family and I just experienced. I pretty much had already gone through the grieving process. We have found out this happened, this past weekend, and yesterday was the funeral. And, it's just one of those moments where you just kind of go through that reflection process because, you look back at how you grew up around your first cousins, the stuff y'all got into, and just remembering those moments. And it just becomes so surreal, to know that that person is no longer here. And so it was just one of those, moments that I was in yesterday as I was, surrounded by family. And, of course, it's always good to be around your family. It just sucks, just to be blunt, that it would have to come to something like that for you to be amongst your family. But it was also a reality check, to see all of our family, aunties, uncles, like just everybody, is getting older. Like, we're all getting older, and it just makes you want to appreciate life more. It makes you want to hold on to your loved ones that much more tighter. And so, I just kind of spoke what I was feeling in the moment yesterday. But thank you again to all of you who has showed your love and support and just your kind words. It genuinely meant a lot to me. So thank you again. So I know a lot of you have been privy to what has been now going on with Olivia, and I've been watching some things, and I definitely had some questions. I was seeing things just like how y'all were seeing some things, and there were just things that I felt wasn't really being addressed, and I had so many questions. And so I was talking to my friend Denise, and we was just kind of going back and forth with what we're seeing, the information that's being put out here. And I wanted to give y'all like a prelude to what's to come. Meaning, this is just an intro. This video is an intro to what we're going to be doing a deep dive on. There is a lot of things that I want to get into to kind of get to the bottom of what we're seeing transpiring right now. But I wanted to give y'all at least my initial thoughts how my mind is kind of going when it comes to the stuff that we're seeing play out right now. And I also wanted to give my friend an opportunity to also share her thoughts and opinions on the matter. But like I said, we're going to do a deep dive after this video. So this is just a introduction to what's to come. So let's get into it. So I know a lot of y'all have been already talking about this document that Olivia posted on her community wall on yesterday, which was August 27th. And so I want to kind of give y'all a little bit of what it is that I'm seeing. And I do have my friend Denise on here. We've definitely been investigating this situation. It's very fresh, but there was some things about this that just wasn't looking right, because I know I was seeing some things yesterday that was circulating. My friend was seeing some things that was circulating, and we just been talking about it, and we're like, okay, something just ain't adding up. So we just kind of, put our heads together like we do on a lot of things, and we feel that we got, a pulse to what's actually happening. So let me kind of take y'all to the beginning of what we are seeing with this document. First off, Olivia posted this, like I said, on yesterday, August 27th. And what jumped out at me initially is, it was saying that she was pretty much like bothered by the fact that this is something that she just got. So her words was, "This is literally the most disgusting thing I've ever seen." So I'm like, okay, let me look at this document. So the document says, "It is ordered that the hearing of the motion to revoke suspension of commitment is set before the court at 10 a.m. on September 30th of 2025. Now, I saw that where some people were seeming that this wasn't a real document. And some people thought it was fake because they looked at the date and they said, well, the date was set for Saturday. I don't know. I think they confused September with August. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but September 30th of 2025 it falls on a Tuesday. So if you're just looking at that portion to say if this is legit or not, it's actually legit. It's on a Tuesday, not a Saturday. The second thing that I feel a lot of people were questioning is the fact that it shows that all three of the Webb children are under the last name Webb. Now, we have known for a while Robin was the only child whose last name was Johnson. So I don't know if Jerrod got her last name changed. I don't know if that's something that we will find out soon, but I don't want to discredit this document just for that simple fact. Now, fast forward, I think most of us heard where one of the reactors made a phone call to Tarrant County, the clerk office, and she was able to get some information. Now, since that recording was put on YouTube, I'm going to use that recording to kind of make more of an assessment to the situation. Now, what I first heard from this call was it said that on July 24th of 2024, it says that there was a motion to revoke suspension of commitment that was signed by and filed by Jerrod Webb. Now, when you saw just that portion alone, Denise, what did you understand about that?
And that is the part that I'm a bit confused at, because again, the motion to revoke or the commitment or whatever, I'm just under the impression because the children are involved on that paper that this was referring to child support.
Right.
So again, when you looked up the motion to revoke or suspend, like what did that say?
Okay.
That's supposed to be very clear what that means.
Right. So when I did look up what does suspension of commitment meant, it says that this can have two primary meanings. In a legal context, it's a judge's decision to delay or temporarily halt a jail sentence for a person found in contempt of court, often if they show progress in complying with court orders like paying child support. In a contracts context, it's a clause that allows a party to temporarily pause its obligations under an agreement due to specific events. And it says such as a breach or adverse condition before potentially resuming them. So honestly, I feel that it's more the first one. I think it has something to do with child support.
I agree. And to suspend her payment of the child support, because the lady then goes on to say that Jerrod pretty much filed a motion, not just filed, he signed off on it to dismiss her, revoke motion or whatever to pay the child support. So with that being said, I think I have to really not just only side-eye Jerrod, but wonder again if there is any truth to the fact that they were sleeping together, because why would he then go and stop or suspend that motion for her to pay child support?
Right. So if you look at the fact that this was signed off in July of 2024.
On the 24th.
On the 24th, July 24th of 2024. This is when this was signed off, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, we were also made aware back in May of 2025. This is when all of this came out, where Olivia stated that her and Jerrod was messing around. This is when it came onto the YouTube streets. So when she exposed that in May, she said that they had been messing around for 5 months. So that would have put it around January. So something had to have been going on prior to January for Jerrod to dismiss this whole situation, because Olivia has stated multiple times that that was the agreement they had. She first said that she was plotting on Jerrod because she wanted to try to get her kids back. So she went along with them having sex. That was her way of trying to get into Jerrod's good graces so she can get her kids back. So I feel to some degree, and some people may not like it, but I feel to some degree it kind of speaks to what Olivia was saying, because she thought they had an arrangement. And she said it looked like when every time she would try to get with Jerrod to talk about the kids, he always wanted to have sex. And so she was never able to really get what she wanted out of the situation, which was her children. What are your thoughts on that part alone?
I mean, it's kind of looking that way, because what reason would he have to suspend that child support payment?
Right.
So we know that Olivia lies a lot. I think everybody can agree to that. But it's sort of looking like the evidence is really backing that up. And okay, I'm trying not to get ahead of you, but you have to mention that whole September 27th, because that kind of ties in to the fact that they had to be sleeping together, because when it stopped, he refiled or let it go through.
What's September 27th?
She said if it wasn't he didn't do anything by September.
Yeah, I'm going to get there.
Yeah, but I didn't want to rush. That's why I kind of stopped, because that was another part of the evidence.
Okay. The second thing that I do want to point out is the lady on the phone call said that there was an arrest they paid for, and that arrest was up for dismissal June of 2025, but Jerrod signed off on the letter. Now, what stuck out to me was she said there was an arrest they paid for. Who is the they? To me, the only logical they would be Jerrod and Nisha, because they are married, and they are both, because of the marriage, have custody over the 3 Webb children. So what were your thoughts when you heard that part, that they paid for an arrest, but it was up for dismissal in June of 2025?
Yeah, my mind went where yours meant, because it definitely couldn't be mentioning her children. And there would be nobody else that would have any significant input on this legally besides Jerrod and Nisha. So yeah, I felt the same.
Now the next portion of the call, it says, today is the 27th. Now, this was August 27th where this person made the phone call. So on August 27th, she said, today's the 27th, and it says August 27th, 2025. If nothing was done today, then the next document we get will be the dismissal order to get it dismissed. Now, here's where it all unfolded for me. Here it is, you have this person calling
to inquire about this document that Olivia posted on August 27th, yesterday. She's calling about this document to verify its validity. The woman is saying, well, it just so happens that today, which is August 27th, if there is nothing done, meaning if Jerrod or Nisha does anything pertaining to this motion to revoke suspension of commitment order, if they do nothing today, it's going to be dismissed. But the kicker is Olivia posted a new document on yesterday. And it is basically showing that Jerrod and Nisha, they waited to the very last day when this order was going to be expired, and they did not let it expire. They continued on with the process of the motion to revoke suspension of commitment. So this is why Olivia was upset, and this is why she stated, this is literally the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. This is why, you guys, this woman is filming herself at an airport heading back to Texas, because this is what this document means. People are discrediting the credibility of this document. No, this is a real document. And another thing I want to highlight to you guys, and this is something that Denise pointed out, the lady says she didn't see a hearing in her file, because the woman who called inquiring about the validity of this document, the lady on the phone is telling her that she didn't see this particular hearing that's scheduled for September 30th of 2025. She said, I don't see the hearing in her file, but that doesn't mean that there's not one on the docket. She would have to speak to the coordinator. And the lady on the phone emphasized that the coordinator that she would have to speak with already left at 12, meaning, I don't know what the exact business hours is of that establishment, but most businesses close at 4 or 5 p.m. So if the lady that is responsible for inserting new files or new documents or whatever you want to call it, if that is their job and this woman left at 12, it makes sense why nobody is able to see this new document. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I just totally agree with you 100%. And again, I know Liv lies a lot, but this is what you meant when you said that you have to still discern between the lies, the truth. It's because if the evidence doesn't line up with it, then okay, we can say that it's a lie. But again, she posted this on the 27th. This was the last day they had to make a motion before they dismissed it. So Liv literally looked like she was in a panic at that airport walking with her children. She dragged her babies with her to go back out there to meet this deadline so that she did not go to jail. So, again, looking at the actions, looking at the dates that were given by the lady that was on the phone, you can also see this in a legal file that, what she said, it backed up that this was filed July 24th of 2024. So all of it seems to add up to me. And I think that people should have called the court as the lady instructed, maybe the next day before 12 o'clock when the person who could read the dockets was there. And we could have had, a better chance at receiving accurate information. But to me, it does seem legit. And of course, we don't know. We are just speaking our mind and what we think.
Yeah. And I know one of the original documents that we were able to see literally was dated July 24th of 2024. And the title of that document was Motion to Revoke / Suspend / Withhold. So it goes back to what this lady on the phone was giving the information about what she saw on her end pertaining to this motion to revoke suspension of commitment. So it's definitely looking like there's a lot here that has to be unpacked. And this is just an intro to the videos that are to come, because I am going to break this down, you guys. We're going to do a deep dive on what has really transpired behind the scenes. I just wanted to let you guys know I am seeing what's happening here. I see what's unfolded. I wanted y'all to at least hear what my thoughts are, how I'm looking at certain things. And I wanted my friend to be able to share what she's seeing as well, because I think when it comes to these type of situations, you can't just solely go off of what you're hearing. You have to make sure you're looking at everything.
But Olivia, you say that you're smart, but you're not smart. Because if you were smart, you would have waited till August 28th of 2025 to expose Jerrod and your affair with him. And that way the case would have already been dismissed and there would have been no repercussions.
And that makes sense too, because again, the reason why Denise is saying this is because Olivia exposed all of this in May. Mm-hmm. So you have to know that Olivia knew that this motion to revoke suspension of commitment was going to expire on August 27th. But because she doesn't know how to control that mouth of hers, and she just goes with, however her emotions take her, she couldn't keep her mouth shut. And so this is why Denise is saying what she's saying. If you were smart, you wouldn't have said not one word. You would have played along with whatever it was you needed to play along with, and you would have waited to do whatever exposure you wanted to do after the expiration, which was August 27th of this year. But again, you guys, I just wanted to kind of give y'all just a little something, but we're going to get into this. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to do a deep dive on this.
And it's about to get good.
All right, you guys.
So as I've stated before, this is just a little snippet of what we are about to get into. We have a lot to uncover, you guys. And I also saw where she went live today. We're going to cover that live she did today, also the one she did yesterday. But like I said, there's a lot we're going to get into, so y'all stay tuned. Make sure your notification bell is turned on, because we're going to get into this. We are definitely going to unravel this, because I also find it extremely interesting that this woman not only have been like just making it a point to continue to provoke Jasmine in saying how she was able to successfully get this woman locked up. We also saw her trying to file a police report on another woman and also inserting Jasmine allegedly into that report. And just a few days later, Olivia is in a situation where she could potentially go to jail. So again, this is why we see Olivia taking flights. Yeah, she knows this is serious. But I'm going to end it here. I'll see y'all in the next video. It's OneLove, and I'm out.